Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah. Thanks for joining me for today's 30-minute Pilates session, and we're going to be using a resistance circle. It's a full body workout and we're going to be using the circle to add some resistance to our movements, but also to help us with our techniques. We'll be doing lots of balance and coordination and lengthening and strengthening of our muscles, and we're going to have a stand-up start. So whenever you're ready, let's begin. With your feet hip width apart and the knees soft, stand up nice and tall with your shoulders back and down. Keep the chin level with the floor and really lengthen through the spine. As you breathe out next, just draw your tummy button in. Just hold it there. That's your core engaged, and we're just going to reach the circle up above our heads. Now when you do this, try not to flare the rib cage. You're going to start to circle in one direction around the crown of the head, but try and maintain a neutral posture. So as you take the circle behind you, try not to flare the rib cage. Keep everything nice and still. Change direction when you're ready. Exhale as you take the circle behind the head. Inhale to come around the front. Use your core to keep your pelvis still as well. We're going to turn this into the roll down next, okay? So if you just reach up with your arms, have the circle above your head. Take a breath in. Exhale, engage your core. Bring the circle down. As soon as you see it, nod your chin to your chest around the upper back and unpeel the spine. You're just going to hang at the bottom nice and loosely before you very gently restack, find neutral and reach back up. Breathe in. Exhale, gently down with the circle. Unpeel the spine. Let your head and your arms and your neck hang loose at the bottom. And gently reach up. We've got one more to do. Drawing the navel in as you unpeel the spine. You should be looking at your knees right at the bottom. Gently come back up, restacking the vertebra, reach up with your arms. Just relax your arms now. You can keep your feet where they are. We're going to do a little bit of balance and coordination. So if you just place the circle against your left hip, the left hand on the other side, stand nice and tall. On your next exhale, reach the right arm up and inhale to come down. Nice and slowly in smooth movement. Pressing into the circle every time you reach your arm up. Release when you come down. Use your core here as well to keep your body absolutely still. You can double press into the circle as you reach up now, just to work that left shoulder a little bit more. This is not a side bend movement. You're going to keep your body in neutral. So try not to side bend over to the left. Okay, we'll relax that then. We're going to add a balance element. So bring the feet close together. Soften the knees. Take the right leg out to the side. And same with the right arm. Put all your body weight on the left leg. Now you're going to be bringing your right arm forward and back out. Pressing into the circle as you bring your arm forward. Release to take the arm out. You can double pulse the circle here if you want to work a little bit harder as well. We are going to be raising the right leg now. Okay, so this requires a bit of coordination and some balance. So as you bring your arm forward, just raise the right leg out to the side. Try not to sway from side to side. You're going to try and keep your body really still. Smile, it's fine to smile. Let's balance here and pulse into the circle. Keep absolutely still. Just a few more reps and we can relax. Well done. We're going to do the same on the other side. So feet hip width apart. Circle is now going to be on the right hip. Left arm is the one that is going to be raised up and down. So let's have the palm facing up. We reach up and gently down. Exhale up, inhale down. Pressing gently into the circle as you reach your arm up. Good. Really working that right shoulder and into the chest, around the back of your arm. You can double pulse the circle as you reach up. 2 little out breaths. Shh, shh, and breathe as the arm comes down. Just a couple more here then, and then we're going to start to add that balance element as well. Good. Remember to keep your tummy button pressed towards your spine as well. That's going to help you to maintain neutral. Okay, so feet together. But then you're going to take the left leg out, point the toes, left arm out, palm facing forward. So the left arm is coming forward, you're pushing into the circle as the arm comes in front of you. Remember to keep the standing right knee soft. And then when you're ready, you can start to double pulse into the circle as you take your left arm forward. Let's get ready to balance then. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can start to raise your left leg as you bring your arm forward. So again, try not to sway from side to side. You're just trying to keep your whole body absolutely still. The balance, coordination, concentration and control. Exhale, inhale. Good. Now we're going to try and balance this. That's it. Press into the circle, pulse it out. Stay on that one leg. Breathe. Well done. You can relax. Okay, just turn to face one end of your mat. You can stay at the center and keep your feet hip width apart. Stand nice and tall and reach the circle up above your head. Once again, we're going to do a couple of roll downs. So take that lovely breath in. Exhale, draw the navel in. Bring the circle down, knob the chin to the chest, round the spine, slowly coming down towards the floor. As you come up, restack the spine and reach up tall. Let's go again, breathing in. Exhale, circle down. As soon as you see it, nod the chin, roll the shoulders forward around the spine. You're coming up nice and steady, back to neutral, reaching up. Last one, slowly down. And then if you just bob the circle to the side, place your hands on the floor so that you can bring yourselves into a seated position towards the top of your mat. With the knees and the feet hip width apart, let's sit nice and tall. Shoulder blades back and down and chin level with the floor. Reach forward with the circle. We're going to go for a C curve first. So this is just bending the spine by drawing the navel in and up towards the rib cage, trying to keep the shoulders above the hips but nodding the chin to the chest. Breathe in to reach up, nice and tall. And again, exhale, tummy button in and up, round the spine and look at the floor. And repeat. So always exhaling as we C curve, go slowly. Breathe in to reach up. Good, and then this time we're going to do the C curve. Stay in position but lean back with the shoulders and stop once the circle is above your knees. You should be able to feel the core connection here with the lower abs. Breathe in to reach up nice and tall. Exhale, C curve, lean back. Inhale, sit nice and tall and reach up. Let's keep this going. We're looking for that smooth transition between extension, flexion and that core engagement. Really let those abs take over as you lean back. Good, we're going to hold this position here and draw the circle a little closer in and then slowly turn from side to side, tapping the floor with the circle. Try not to speed through here. Exhale to tap. Inhale as you pass through center. Any pulling in the lower back, just come up slightly and make sure your feet stay in full contact with the floor. Reach up tall, breathing in here. C curve again on the exhale, then leaning back and holding it there. Bringing the circle a little bit closer into the chest. You're then going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to squeeze the circle as we turn to the side. So we're adding that resistance now, getting into the chest, into the shoulders. Feel free to double pulse the circle. 2 little out breaths as you do that. Breathing in to pass through center. Holding that lean back with a slight flexion of the spine. So really working those core muscles. Let's breathe in and reach up. Now bring the knees and feet together, but allow the knees to drop out to the sides. Hinge forward at the hips, reach down with your circle and just enjoy that hip and inner thigh stretch. Okay, extend the legs out in front of you and sit nice and tall. Reach the circle out in front of you. Breathe in, exhale, C curve, and then very slowly roll down into supine for a full body stretch. Flex those ankles, stretch out the calves, and then if you just bring your elbows down, pop your feet on the floor, knees and feet hip width apart. You're then going to place the circle on the middle of your left thigh and then push it up a little bit towards the knee. Place your left hand on the other side of the circle, right hand behind the head and bring the elbow into your peripheral vision. Now keeping the left arm lengthened, you're going to lift the back of your head and slightly up with the shoulders. Exhale up, inhale down. As you come up, start to press into your circle, just gently. Locking that left arm in place, keeping the chest square with your knees. Really feeling that work in your lower abdominals. Make sure you keep a gap between the chin and the chest, and you don't pull on your head. We're going to be pulsing this out, so let's hold it here, pressing gently into the circle and pulsing the breastbone up, up, up. Good. Breathe and come down. Okay, keep the circle against the left thigh and bring the left leg into tabletop. Place the right elbow on the other side of the circle, both hands behind the head. Make sure that your left elbow is down and the right shoulder is up. Keep the back of the pelvis square with the mat and start to squeeze the left knee towards the circle, holding the head and shoulders absolutely still. Exhale on the squeeze, inhale to release. This movement is coming from the hip joint. Good. Press, release. Good. We're going to be pulsing it out, so hold the knee in and pulse, 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 pulse. Breathe. Keep it going, just a few more. Breathe. Good. Now see if you can hold this all still while you lengthen out the right leg, point the toes, and then raise the right leg up and slowly down. Exhale up, inhale down. Close to the floor as you can get the leg without relaxing it fully down. This really gets your abdominals, gets your hip flexors. Really challenging exercise. Well done if you're still going. Just a few more repetitions. Lovely. You can relax it all down now and take hold of your circle. Okay, let's hook the circle over the left foot. Press the back of the pelvis gently down while the leg is vertical to really get a nice stretch down the back of the leg. You can draw the leg towards you, gently pulling on the circle to really enjoy the hamstring stretch here. Now let's come up to seated by lifting the back of the head, pressing into the circle with the foot to try and come to seated tall. Then exhale, roll gently back, stretch out the back of the leg. We're going to do this a few times because it is a really nice way to practice the roll up to seated. So exhale, lift the back of the head, press into the circle. Sit tall as you come up to seated. Make the C curve as you roll back. If you're struggling to get to seated, don't worry, just come up as far as you can and roll back down again. It's better to do it properly than to come up awkwardly. All right, let's swap sides then. So take the foot out of your circle and then place it against the middle of your right thigh and a little bit further up towards the knee. Make sure you're on the handle there and you're placing your right palm on the other side, left hand behind your head. Just bring the left elbow into your peripheral vision and make sure that the right arm is fully lengthened. Okay, so we come up with the head and just the top part of the shoulders as we exhale. Inhale slowly down. And then we're going to start to press naturally into the circle as we gently raise the head and shoulders. So again, really getting the core connection here, drawing the navel in and up towards the rib cage as we lift the back of the head and the shoulders, working the abdominals into the pectorals and around the right shoulder. Really gentle movement. Don't pull on your head, as I say. Just keep everything nice and slow and controlled. We're going to be pulsing this out, so let's keep the head and shoulders lifted, and we're pulsing the breastbone, naturally pressing into the circle on those little exhales. Shh, shh, shh. Good. And breathe to relax and come down. Staying on the right leg, just raise the leg into tabletop. Okay, and then you're going to place your left elbow on the other handle. So the left shoulder will be up. Place both hands behind your head. Make sure your right elbow is down. So the back of the pelvis stays level with the floor. Make sure you're happy with where you are holding your circle. And then remember, you're just bringing the knee in and gently out, trying to just squash the circle, but keeping the head and shoulders absolutely still. So this movement here is coming from the right hip. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to release. We're going to be pulsing this, so hold it here and in with the knee. Shh, shh, shh. Good. Just a couple more and then hold it still, but lengthen out the left leg, point the toes. And then we're just gonna raise and lower the left leg nice and slowly, especially on the lowering of the leg. Keeping the head and shoulders absolutely still and in place. Try not to drop your right foot here as well. Keep that leg in tabletop with the shin level with the floor, knee level with the hip. Just a few more now, really feeling heavy around that left hip into the hip flexors. Working those abdominals. You can relax. Well done. Okay, let's do some stretching. Hook the circle over your right foot and extend the leg vertically. And you're holding the circle with both hands. Just draw the leg towards you and keep the back of the pelvis pressed gently down for the best stretch. And then this is where we start to practice the roll up to seated. So when you come up, you're lifting the back of the head and the shoulders, but press your foot into the circle to come up. When you get to seated, just lift your breastbone to really lengthen through the spine. As you come down, drawing your navel in and up, so we've got that C curve, and then really trying to draw the leg towards you as you come down. Don't force it, but just try and encourage that lovely hamstring stretch. Exhale, roll back. Inhale to come up. We're going to stay in supine next, so next time you roll down, just hold that little stretch there. I nearly forgot myself. Just a couple more seconds, and then we're going to pop our feet down on the floor and do a little bit of work with the shoulder bridge. Okay, so we're going to need to pop both legs in the circle here. Bring the circle up so it's by your thighs. Pop your feet down so your knees and feet are hip width apart. You'll need to just move the circle up towards the knees slightly, and do make sure you're on those inner handles. Arms down by your sides, relax your shoulders, palms facing down. And then on your next out breath, just gently tuck your tailbone under and roll up through the spine towards the shoulders. Breathing in to gently roll down and tip the pelvis forward at the end. When you get to the top of your shoulder bridge, just widen out the knees. As you come down, release. So we're just adding a little bit of resistance to this movement to really get into the hips and the glutes. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Try and make sure you don't squash your breastbone with your chin. Good, and keep the feet in full contact with the floor. Nice smooth transition in and out of the bridge. Just mobilizing the facet joints. Now we're going to stay here and pulse the knees out, out, out. Try and keep the tailbone tucked under. Breathe. Good. Now hold the bridge and lift your toes. So you're on your heels, and now you're just going to lower and lift the tailbone. Keeping the spine straight, we're just lowering and lifting the tailbone, squeezing the glutes to come up, releasing to come down. Keep it going. Keep those arms by your sides, keep the toes lifted. Exhale up, inhale down. Let's stay in the bridge here and pulse the knees out, out, out. Breathe, keep the toes lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Try and stay in the bridge, but lift your hands from the floor and reach up vertically with those arms. Palms facing each other. We're going back to lowering and lifting the tailbone. Try and keep the toes off the floor. You're pushing through the heels. Keeping the tailbone tucked under. You squeeze the glutes to come up. As you come up, take one arm out to the side. As you come down, replace the arm vertically. Alternating arms every time you come up into the bridge. One arm out to the side. As you lower the pelvis, both arms are reaching towards the sky. Bit of coordination, concentration, and control. Really getting into the back of the legs, working the shoulders. 2 more. And if you just hold both arms vertically, stay in the bridge, and pulse the knees out, out, out. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Well done. And then you can take both arms behind your head, roll down from the bridge, and lift your feet so you can take yourself out of your circle, and then you can give your knees a nice little squeeze. Draw them towards you, circle them around in opposite directions just to massage the back of the pelvis. If you just part your knees, send your arms through the gap between your knees and hold your feet or your ankles. Enjoy the happy baby pose for your hips and your glutes. Now let's come to seated. So draw the knees in towards you and roll up like a ball. And then we're going to do a little bit of side lying. So if you just place your circle upright to the left of your mat and pop your feet through it, lie down on your side, legs in line with the body. And if you just place your top hand in front of your chest, fingers facing up towards the top of the mat, rest your head on the bottom arm. Keep the pelvis facing forward and the hips stacked, so just send the top hip away from you in the direction of the circle. And then balance the top leg on the top of the circle. Point the toes. On your next out breath, just gently raise the bottom leg up and then gently down. So we're squeezing the inner thighs as we raise the leg up towards the top of the circle. Try not to push down with the top leg. The idea is just to balance the leg there, keeping the circle nice and still. We're going to pulse this out. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Breathe. Almost there. Well done. Bring the bottom leg down. You're just going to pop the top leg back in the circle. So now you have both feet in the circle touching the inner handles. Keep your pelvis nice and stacked and then just start to pulse the top leg up, 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 keeping the circle down by pressing gently down with the bottom leg. You should feel some heat around the top hip. Try not to drop your waist into the floor. Almost there. Well done. You can leave it there. Take the top leg and place it on the top of the circle. Keep the bottom leg within the circle. And now we're just going to tap the floor in front and behind the hoop. Nice and slowly so that the body doesn't rock around. Little tip here is to press the bottom leg gently down as you raise the top leg up. Exhale to tap. Inhale, jump over the circle. Keep the chest and pelvis facing forward. Just a couple more repetitions now, feeling heavy around the top hip. Well done. And then we're going to place the top leg back on the circle. Take the bottom foot out, tip the circle backwards, and see if you can place your bottom ankle back underneath. Now see if you can take hold of it with both ankles and bring the legs slightly forward. Keep your pelvis stacked and draw your navel in. We're going to raise both legs up and down. So squeeze to lift and relax to lower. Working the inner thigh of the bottom leg, getting into the hip of the upper leg, upper hip. Use your core. Exhale, inhale. You're doing really well. This is quite a challenging one to do. We're just pulsing it out here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, take hold of the circle and place it down on the floor. Now we're just going to come to a seated position. Place your right shin in front of you, the left shin to the side, and try and sit up nice and tall. Going to have a side bend, so reach out with the right arm and then up, and then lean over to the left. Just hold that position. Try and keep your chest facing forward. And then if you take your breastbone down towards the left knee, just place your hands down and hold the pose. So you're stretching out the right hip and into the glutes. We're going to do our other side now. So if you just sweep your legs around the front of your mat to the other end, place your feet into the hoop, and the hoop of course should be upright. You're coming down onto your left side. So bottom arm lengthens out, top hand in front of your chest. Keep the chest and pelvis facing dead ahead and stack the hips by sending the top hip in the direction of the hoop. Let's place the top leg on top of the circle then. Point the toes and now raise the bottom leg up and down in a nice rhythm. Exhaling as you lift the leg. Inhale to come down. Try not to squash the circle with the top leg. You're just balancing the leg there. Really working the inner thigh of the bottom leg. Squeeze and release. We're pulsing it out here. Little pulses towards the top of the circle. Really feeling that work in the inner thigh. And now you can relax that down. Place the top foot back in the circle. And make sure both the outside of your ankles are touching the inner handles. Already feeling the heat around the upper hip. Let's start to pulse the leg up, up, up. Well done. Draw the power from your core. Almost there. Well done. That'll be the last one. So if you just want to take the top leg out of the hoop, place it on the top just for a moment. Restack the pelvis. And now we're going back to tapping the toes in front and then behind the circle, really slowly. Remember to press the bottom leg very gently down as you raise the top leg up to jump over the hoop. Exhale, tap. Inhale to lift the leg. Keep your chest and pelvis absolutely still and maintain a neutral posture. Just a couple more repetitions here. Well done. And then we're just going to place the top leg back on the hoop. Tip it backwards slightly. And see if you can just slide your bottom ankle underneath. So you're gripping the hoop with both ankles. Bring the legs forward just slightly. And then when you're ready, you can exhale to raise the legs up. Inhale to come down. Squeezing the inner thigh of the bottom leg, but working the upper hip. So working your hip abductors and adductors. You should really feel your core muscles working for you here as well, as you draw your power from those muscles to raise the legs. Let's pulse it now. Halfway up, up, up. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Relax. You can bend the knees. Take hold of the hoop, just place it down on the floor. Now we're going to come to seated with the left shin in front, right to the side. Sit nice and tall. We're going to hold a side bend. So if you take your left arm out to the side, reach up and gently tip over, holding that over to the right. Now gently transition your breastbone towards the right knee and just place the hands down. You're just holding that for a moment to feel the stretch around the hip. When you're ready, bring yourself down onto your fronts and make your way towards the top of your mat with your hoop, which is going to be upright. And if you place your fingertips just on the inner handle at the bottom. Keep your knees hip width apart, relax your feet. Press the elbows gently down so that you're taking the shoulders away from your ears and lift the navel up to engage your core. Now very gently press the heel of your hands into the floor. This will raise your elbows and take you into spinal extension. Please go slowly, breathing in to come up and out to come down. Maintain core engagement throughout. When your elbows touch the floor, just freeze, don't follow through with the rib cage. You want to keep your shoulders nice and neutral, so the shoulder blades are back and down and away from your ears. Any pinching around the spine, you mustn't do this, of course. This next exercise is a little bit advanced, so you might want to watch first. So we place both feet into the hoop around the ankles. Take hold of the hoop with both hands behind your back. Make sure your navel is drawn up towards the spine. You're going to squeeze the shoulder blades gently towards each other and raise the feet towards the sky. Now go slowly. Start to gently lift the breastbone. You can look forward or you can look down at the floor. We're stretching out the chest while sending the spine into extension. So working on suppleness and flexibility. Let's relax that down. We're going to go again. So very gently squeeze the shoulder blades together. Raise the feet up so your knees come off the floor. Lift the chest. You can look forward or at the floor. Breathe. Try not to hold your breath as you do this. We're going to relax it down, but we're going to go one more time. So always slowly, squeezing the shoulder blades, gently sending the toes towards the sky, lifting the breastbone. Protect the lower back, use your core, and remember you're looking down or forwards. And relax. You can now just place the hoop on the floor. Bob your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to very slowly come into an all fours position. Now start to tuck your tailbone gently under. Flexing the spine, we'll sit back onto the heels, stretch the arms forward and enjoy a shell stretch. If you want to give your hips a very gentle sway from side to side, you can, just to pop the lower back muscles back into their lengthened state. From here, just bring yourself to a seated position, and that brings us to the end of the session. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. If you enjoyed the workout, please give the video a thumbs up, give it a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you always get notifications every time I upload a new workout.